Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Ayash Gabar from the GMS Virginia camp, coming at you with another short lesson that I pray that you find edifying. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. And I'm going to entitle this lesson, We Have No Way But One Way. The only way out of the calamities that are before us is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. There's no other way around it. You know, unless Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has a hedge around you, you ain't gonna make it through this. You know, it's about to get really bad out here in Babylon the Great, and a lot of people are just in this lackadaisical spirit. You know, as if things aren't happening consistently on a day-to-day basis that should throw up alarms. You know, we as prophets, we sit back and we sit back and we watch these people in their folly. You know, and sometimes I don't know about you bros, but sometimes I scratch my head and ask myself, how do you not see this? But the understanding of the scriptures opens up, to the fact that not everybody's going to see what's going on, Israel has, or 2/3 has been blinded by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, But to those who are awake to the truth, this lesson's for you, because quite honestly, I'm beyond the point of, talking to Jake about the scriptures and Jake just ain't getting it. I'm beyond that point. Actually, I've been beyond that point for a very long time, but enough of my rambling. Let me bring out the scriptures. The book of Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 24. Faint not to be strong in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Don't lose faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because you have to understand that his time is not your time. Neither are his ways your ways. You got to be patient in the Lord. The Lord knows what you want. He knows what you need. And maintaining your faith in the Lord, is what it's all about. That he may confirm you, cleave unto him. Cleave unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Don't faint in a time of trouble because you see all types of calamities going on and you may be in the thick of it. Okay, you might be in the thick of it, that's fine. But don't lose sight of the fact that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to take care of his men, his elect. And we can only pray that we're of the elect. We can only pray and do the work, to make our calling and election sure. Do the work. Go out there on the highways and byways, teach and preach and warn the people of what's coming, because the amount of bloodshed that's going to be shed out here in the streets, man, it's going to be ridiculous, But at the end of the day, you have to be confident within yourself that you've done all that you can to stand, and in these days that's coming, for the Lord Almighty is the Most High alone, and besides him there is no other Savior. There's no other Savior besides Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And a lot of people are of this mindset of, joining together to band forces. You you know, to make a strong community and gold and silver and guns and ammo. And if the Lord ain't with you, none of that's going to prevail whatsoever. Whatsoever. You know, and that's what's going to get a lot of people. A lot of people is going to put those items first before the Lord. You know, and you know, that's just going to jack them up. Because when this economy collapsed and they cut the power off in Babylon the Great, then what do you have? You have nothing. You have nothing. You know? So now is the time to get right with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai while the doors of mercy is still open. Because the doors are shut, or the doors are closing very quickly. You know? And you know, we see it. You know, we see prophecies taking place at a very fast rate. Here it is, already June, about to be July, and this devil's about to incorporate his new digital system. You know, a part of it anyway. And what is Jake doing? Jake's out there buying their meat for a barbecue they're going to have this weekend, and going on trips and going far away from home. And Jake's not even circumspect of the time that he's in. You know, and that's why these calamities is going to catch him as a thief in the night. Because now isn't the time to go on long trips. Now isn't the time to be in your folly. Now isn't the time to be in this world the way 2/3 are in this world. Now is the time to start pulling yourself back before it's too late. You know? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai says, seek me early. Jake ain't seeking him early. You know? The book of Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai with all thine heart. You know, and like I said earlier in this lesson, this is for the hopeful elect. You know? The 1/3 of the men, women, and children of the nation of Israel. As well as the 144,000 within that. Trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai with all thy heart, meaning all your mind. You know? When it looks like things are getting grim and desperate, you know? Put all your cares upon Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You know? Because all I could do at the end of the day is pray and hope that I'm not a hypocrite. You know? All I can do at the end of the day is beg for forgiveness. You know? Because my righteousness is as of filthy rags. I ain't shit. And I know I ain't shit. For what I've done to my power, I know I ain't shit. I knew I wasn't shit in my past lives, and I know I'm not shit now. But I'm trying to show forth good works, you know, to my power. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, it's only through him that I'm going to be saved. You know, and by no other means. And lean not unto your own understanding. Don't lean unto your own understanding, you know, to think that your idea of getting through the time that's coming is going to get you through. There's only one way through this, man. One way. You know? This isn't a plan A and a plan B and a plan C situation. For me, all it is a plan Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai direction. Salakif, that's a lot of light coming through. You know? I don't have a plan other than the plan that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has set forth for me. You know? And that's what it's all about. The book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see did ever any trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and was confounded. Read the books of old. Read about Noah, Moses, King David, King Solomon, and all of the other prophets. Did any of them call upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and was confounded? Meaning, did any of them have any doubt in the Lord? They trusted in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua fully, wholeheartedly, with everything that they had to do the works that they've done. Well, the Lord is saying, look back on those men, and apply that now. Start developing that faith in what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua says now. Because if you don't start building this up now, it's going to be very difficult to build it up during the time of Jacob's trouble. Because at that point, it's just going to be crazy out here. Build yourself up now, even harder than what you built yourself up on. Pray until Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because we're about to enter into those times where if you don't have this in your heart, when they get rid of the Bible or try to get rid of the Bible, if you don't have this in your heart, it's going to be very hard, to pull the scriptures that you need, to get through the times that are to before you. But the major thing that you have to understand is to trust in the Lord and know that he's going to protect you. Reading on with the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 10. Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that call upon him? No one. No one. So when you call upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in the time of your tribulations, you have to have faith in knowing that the Lord is going to deliver you out of any one of your situations or many of your situations. You have to be confident within your mind that you're going to eat, you're going to drink, you're going to be protected. You have to have that confidence. But regardless to what the situation is, you have to believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, period. Whether you're a martyr, you get slayed, or whether you go through these tribulous times unscathed. The underlying foundation is Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Period. Point blank. Verse 11. For Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is full of compassion and mercy, and you have to understand that. As a hopeful elect, you have to believe that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is full of compassion and mercy. Because when you look around and you see 2/3 not having that compassion or that mercy, well, actually, they've had compassion and they've had mercy, but a lot of them pulled away the shoulder and didn't want this word. Well, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is pissed at that. And so that compassion and that mercy will be taken away from them. But when you see those people going through their tribulous times far worse than what you go through, just pray unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that you're not going through with what they're going through. Long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction. A lot of people are not gonna understand that. A lot of people are not gonna believe that, because again, it's gonna be that bad out here. So for the hopeful elect, you and or we have to really get this in our mind to know that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is a man of his word. He's a man of his word. He's a man that should not lie. There's no reason for him to. Men lie. Verse 12. Woe be unto the fearful hearts and faint hands. You know, and when you have a fearful heart and faint hands, then that means, well, you never really took hold of this the way you should have taken hold of this. You know, you've never really believed in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai the way that you were supposed to. Because if you believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai the way you're supposed to, then your hands won't get weak. And you won't be faint in that day of trouble. Because you have complete and utter confidence in your power. We have no power in this place other than Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's it. And when you don't believe in the Lord the way you're supposed to, then you're taking that power away from yourself. And you're going to be destroyed. And the sinner that goeth two ways. Verse 13. Woe unto them that is faint-hearted, for he delivereth not. He ain't going to deliver you if you're faint-hearted. And I pray unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that I faint not in the day of my troubles, so that I may be delivered. You know, so I'm not saved out of this just as much as the next man. These words apply to me just as well as it applies to everyone else. And so I can't get complacent, you know, and overconfident and zealous and thinking that I'm going to make it through this. No. Hell no. I'm going to go through it, and I know I'm going to go through it. I know I'm going to go through my trial, whatever that may be. But this lesson is to help those who may have trouble understanding the mindset that you should be in during your trials. Don't give up. Keep up the fight. And for you women out there, do what you, or for those elect women out there, or those hopeful elect women out there, do what you do. Do what you do. Continue to do what you do. If you live in a household where you believe in your husband, don't leave him, because he could be saved through you. And to those men who have unbelieving wives, don't leave her. Now, granted, if the woman is a demon, then that's another story. But for the most part, if you got a woman that's loyal, I use that term loosely. If you have a woman that's loyal, obedient to some level, you know, to work with you through this, she could be saved through you. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore he shall not be defended. So when you lose faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and you start getting weak because you see all the deaths and the calamities and the screams and the cries and the mournings and the whatever, and you start getting faint, the Lord ain't going to deliver you. He ain't going to deliver me if I get faint. You know? The book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and in the power of his might. So as long as you don't lose hope, be strong in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Put those gloves on, you know. Go to work. Believe that he is a rewarder of them who diligently seek him. Because he's our power. He's my power. He's my might. He's my fortress. The Lord isn't going to do... Listen, man. No one can do any more to you than what the Lord allows. Wrap your head around that. If you're a wicked ninja, then you just out there unprotected. But if you're doing the work diligently, going out there week in, week out on the highways and byways, you're doing your lessons, you know, you're teaching and you're preaching and you're warning the people, you're giving alms, you know, you're giving charities, and you're doing the works of what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua requires you to do, showing love unto your brother, then you can be rest assured that you know, the Lord got you. He said he did. He said he would. It's when you don't believe in the fact that he said that he would do something is where the problem comes in and you become faint-hearted. You could be surrounded by 1 million troops. Okay. Okay, you know, if if that's your lot to be surrounded by 1 million troops, then that's your lot to be surrounded by 1 million troops. But it doesn't mean that those 1 million troops would lay hands on you. There are plenty instances in the scriptures where the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai was surrounded by thousands of men. You know, look at Samson. Killed thousands of men with a bone. You know? You think he looked at those, and those were mighty men. You think he looked at those men and said, uh-oh, I'm outnumbered? Come on, man. Then you don't understand the nature of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because the Lord deals with a very small number. Always have. Because it's through a small number where the Lord shows his might. You just forgot that in this life. You know? The Lord is bringing all these things back into remembrance. The book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, or of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Because we're in this spiritual war. This is a spiritual war for us, but it's cardinal towards these other nations. These other nations are about to get cardinal, but we got to maintain our spirituality and believing in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's our strength. That's our weapon, bro. Spiritual. The Israelites were given something very, very, very unique and special. And it's spiritual. No other nation upon the face of the earth has the type of spirit that Israel has, nor the type of power that Israel has. So come on, man. Don't faint. Keep the good fight of faith. You know? Because when they shut the power off and they kill the internet and they kill all these communication devices, whatever they do, and you might be alone, but you're not alone. You know? You got angels encamped around you all the time. Why? Because you believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And we have to stay spiritual in this. Because we're dealing with demons and devils and witches and warlocks. You know, we're dealing with all these things that it's a lot. We're dealing with all these things that, you know, your common Jake has no idea he's dealing with. Jake don't understand that the reason why you still smoke is because you got that smoke demon on you. Jake don't understand that the reason why you got this adulterous attitude about you is because you got that demon on you. But once you know you got that, pray on it. You know? And pray that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is able to get rid of that. Because trust me, the demons, yo, the left-hand spirits are out there doing work. But you can't think. And their work is only going to get harder and harder and tougher. It's going to get to the point where some of you or some of us, again, I'm not excluding myself from this. You know, you might have crazy thoughts going in your head. That's when you sit back and you pray unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you know, to pull you through it. It's all about Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, period, point blank. Your salvation is about Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The death of the 2/3 is all about Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The slavery of these heathen nations is all about Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Why? Because he said it was going to happen, he said he was going to do it, and he's going to do it. And it's coming to pass. Come on, man. The book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. You got to put that armor on. You know, you got to test it. You got to try it. You know, like when King David fought against Goliath, you know, and they tried to put armor on King David. And King David was like, man, take this shit off me, you know. You know, I never tried this. I never tested this. Take this shit off me. Give me my sling and give me my stone. I'll deal with it that way in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So what he did was he put on the armor of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. He did exactly what this scripture is saying for us to do in these times. Not carnally, you know, not, you know, to leave your house with a, you know, like a bulletproof vest with 8 racks of gun magazines across your chest. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Half of that folly, you know, that you see Jake doing, they never even tested that shit. This is spiritual. The book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 14. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. With truth. We stand on the truth. We stand on what the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua says. Fuck any man. It's all about Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, as I said a little while ago. Truth. That's it. Truth, faith, prophecy. That's it. Nothing else matters, because you've been living a lie your entire life. But this truth here is the ultimate truth. The ultimate path. Verse 15. And your feet should with preparation of the gospel of peace. Verse 16. Above all, taking the shield of faith. We got to have that shield of faith. And when you got that shield of faith, you shouldn't faint. You know, unless that shield is too heavy for you, you can't lift it. You know? That's why you go out there on the highways and byways. You train with it. You practice with it. You know? You do your lessons. You know, you get sharp with it. And it gets to the point where other prophets are getting sharp with you, you know? And to the point where you're able to lift that shield. You know? You're able to wear that armor without having to feel the weight of how heavy it is and, you know, how thick the plates are. You don't have to worry about that. Why? Because you conditioned yourself to deal with it. Reading verse 16 again. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. You got to believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You have to believe that the Lord is going to get you through it. Said he would. The problem is a lot of you people don't believe in anything. Because you've been lied to for so long and so much about basic shit that when the truth hits and the Lord says, I'm going to do this for you if you do that for me, it sounds unreal to a lot of people. That's why 2/3 got to go. But the elect is going to be like, okay, you mean this is all I got to do? Go out there on the highways and byways and preach, teach, and warn the people? Some can do it, some can't. You know, you're going to have to be given that gift to do it. So if the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushai for putting the spirit upon me, you know, to be around men that keep me in order, that keep me in place, and the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushai for maintaining the spirit upon me so that I may go out on the highways and byways and teach and preach and warn the people. Again, this is all about Yahweh Shem Yahushai, bro. Verse 17, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, the word of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Come on, man. Get these scriptures. Get this knowledge, get this wisdom, get this understanding while you still have time to build yourself up. Because the time is short. We're facing a economical collapse. You're hearing wars and rumors of wars, but at some point it's going to just turn into a war. They're talking about turning the lights off in Babylon the Great. They're talking about, you know, flipping everything to the point where it's just going to be all out chaos and calamity out here. Don't faint in the time of trouble. Seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai while he may still be found. Seek him 10 times more. Pray on the things that you're weak in. Ask for forgiveness on the things that, you know, you mess up in. Because a righteous man does fall 7 times. And 7 is a complete number. But what does that righteous man do? He gets back up. But then again, we know that our righteousness is as of filthy rags. So we got to maintain. The book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 18. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. And with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. And until the next lesson, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Adonai, Ratazah. Shalom.